Several months later.
Starbucks Reserve stores in Seattle's Capitol Hill and Soto neighborhoods are now closed. The company confirming this morning the two are closing as part of 180 stores being shut down as the company restructures. The Capitol Hill Reserve Roastery unionized in 2022, and they have been demanding more staffing, on-the-job protections, and pay. The company says this did not have to do with the store employees' decision to unionize, saying the reason was, quote, "We don't see a path to financial performance." Seattle Times business reporter Megan Ululani Boyanton joining us live now. Thanks for being here, Megan.
Thank you so much for having me, Sabira.
So, Megan, what else is Starbucks saying about what led to these closures?
Sure. So this is part of a $1 billion corporate restructuring plan that's happening under the newest CEO, Brian Niccol. So to give some context, earlier this year, there was already a layoff that occurred of about 1,100 corporate employees. So the announcement today constituted another round of layoffs, a second round. So that's going to affect 900 corporate employees. On top of that, they added that there's going to be an unspecified number.
So yeah, you saw that. And that's what's important to understand is that this didn't just happen overnight. This has been building for a while because that first closure we're talking about goes all the way back to around September of last year. And at that time, Starbucks came out and said, look, this has nothing to do with unionization. This has nothing to do with activism. We just don't see a path towards profitability for this location. And on the surface, that sounds like a neutral, corporate, careful worded statement. But let's be honest about what's really going on here, because large corporations are not going to openly pick a political fight with highly organized activist employees if they don't have to, especially in a place like Seattle, where kind of activism is culturally and politically dominant. So instead, they frame it in a language of business metrics and long-term viability, but profitability doesn't exist in a vacuum. And one of the biggest variables that determines whether a store is profitable or not is labor cost. And when you have unionized workers, unionized, consistently pushing for higher wages, $30 an hour, $35, $40, and even $50 an hour in some cases, on top of expanded benefits like full healthcare coverage, retirement packages. We're talking about tuition assistance here and a wide range of additional demands that go well beyond what these jobs historically offered. That cost structure starts to change dramatically. And this is not a moral judgment. This is basic economics, because labor is one of the most expensive inputs in any business has. And when that input becomes too expensive relative to the revenue the store brings in, the model breaks down. And when the model breaks down, the business has to make a decision, which brings us to the next example out of Seattle is in a university district, where we're seeing the exact same pattern